Hi there. This is just a quick blog because I suddenly had this moment of clarity about an aspect of my identity and a strategy, I think it is, that I use. And I mentioned the other day how I'd really felt like I'd fucked up in creating the money that I wanted to get together in order to be able to go on Darren Eden's 8-day Renaissance. And what was interesting is the moment that I realised that I could get the money effortlessly, actually I could borrow it, and that was perfectly okay. I checked in with my intuition and it was really fine to open myself to support by people who had mastered the whole financial side of things and who had resources, long-term resources. That was okay, and that all came through intuitively. But once I thought about, did I just want to sign up now that I could go, there was a little doubt in my mind, so I decided to do some intuitive readings on that, and was quite surprised to find that even though I would get the most enormous amount of value going to the training, and it would help me to an incredibly great level to master this more than I already have, that somehow my heart really wanted to not go, to have the freedom just to be wherever I wanted to be over the next few days, and to carry on in the vein that I've been working. And I'm really enjoying this leisurely flow, although I've got to say that sometimes I have no idea what I'm doing at all. So I sent off my email saying, you know, I've tuned in and it seems that my heart would prefer something else right now. And then I realised that even though that was something that came from my intuition, how easy it can be for my identity in particular to hijack my greatness, and therefore to cast a slant on the readings that I've taken. And so I've been concerned about whether this has been the right decision, and, you know, all this sort of thing, and realised that the moment that I have that trust issue about whether I can really trust, if you like, my own intuition, then I'm in my identity anyway at that particular point, and I'm being run by my trust belief, and, you know, that famous trust belief that I love so much. And then just now I realised that I was expecting people, I'm creating madly in my head these assumptions that people who have more experience than I do would choose to believe that my identity had hijacked my greatness, that I had somehow failed myself and therefore failed them, and that I would not be liked. And to get this incredible recognition of this expectation that I have in my identity, that if I don't live according to other people's rules, particularly those people that I admire and like and want to be close to, then I will not be an acceptable, worthy, lovable person. And that was actually quite shocking. And it's particularly strong when it's connected to a masculine figure. And of course, actually that makes complete sense, because my fundamental underlying assumption is that the feminine is dangerous and that I can't trust it. Then of course I'm always going to look for the masculine to give me my direction and my answers. And of course, one of the most incredibly important things about this whole journey, and for anybody taking this journey from their identity to greatness, whatever terminology they use for that, is that I used to believe that if I did any training, that I would just become enlightened or live in my greatness, and that I didn't realise beforehand that it is an act of will, an absolute decision, an act of will to be one thing rather than another, and not to endlessly default back to the identity, which is, I think, really where I am. You know, even after 8 months of training, it's none of this is a quick fix. It's absolutely something that has to be integrated month after month after month, and I'm, you know, becoming really aware of that. So I was in a way quite saddened by my expectation that I have to live from my identity, that I have to live according to other people's regulations, otherwise I'll be cast out in the desert. I'm very pleased to say that my greatness doesn't actually have that anxiety and doesn't live by that credo at all. But I really wanted to share that with you because, I don't know, it's not really necessary at all. I think I'm quite fascinated by my identity, which is completely irrelevant really, but it's useful to know who I am, and you know, I really take on board this whole idea of know thyself, and I thought I'd share that with you. I think I'll leave it there. Wish you a good evening, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.